This episode is proudly brought to you by Fresh Leave.
If you see opportunities instead of obstacles, you're one of us. If you feel like your ideas are out of this world and nobody understands them, you're one of us. If you spend sleepless nights working on your craft, trying to do better than yesterday, you're one of us. If there are times when you feel confused, discouraged, and alone, then you are one of us. So together, let's face it.
Hello, sanibonani mafaces samahle sanibingelela ligama lami ngiyibonga speaker ngwakamavimbela coffee risto coffee impintshi yabo budi yathi mkhandlo hi Linde.
Hello, my boy. I will never get used to the coffee fee. It's coffee. It's just coffee, guys. But anyway. Anyway, hello, faces. Once again, we're back.
We're back, man.
10. Joy. Yeah.
Malaika, Ugal.
The one and only Angel.
The one.
Yes, Peter. Malaika means angel.
Oh my God, I've been schooled. Really?
Yes.
Okay.
So
you are an angel?
I am an angel.
Wow, my boy. Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Siyabonga kakhulu. Thank you for subscribing. Those who have subscribed, and if you haven't, subscribe to the channel
today.
Now, as a matter of fact, yes. Now, if you're here for the first time, thank you so much, and you can still catch up. This is our fourth episode. Ooh. So you can still catch up. Check the others out, guys. Yes, it has been great conversations.
It really has been awesome conversations.
A lot of things that we've learned individually as Linde and I, yes, or as the presenters. Yes, and I believe a lot of people have been learning as well.
And I hope so.
And the community of faces is growing.
It is growing. Instagram, Facebook. Don't forget to like our pages. Follow us, please.
Thank you so much. I'm getting emotional. Siyabonga my faces. The ones that are joining us, really, guys, we're looking forward into this community really growing and becoming what we had envisioned it to become. And amazing. A community of supporters, yes, a community of people that are ready to face their challenges head on and becoming better versions of themselves.
I think that's the best thing. We also thank you guys for your comments. Amazing comments. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Continue feedback. We love feedback. We really do.
Otherwise, I see because today, guys, we are having our second guest of the relationship series that we started last week. Yes. And last week was amazing. Charlo, the pandemic.
And today we're diving even deeper.
We're doing it even deeper this time around. And if you can look closely, and this is serious because of the level of sensitivity and the level. But we like having relaxed moments. So as much as it's a bit sensitive, but it's still something that it's worth having a conversation about and worth really discussing, because we're all about that. So we are talking about the second stage from Umjolo. We're talking about now joining for a purpose, which is marriage.
Ooh.
Awusejolele nje badla. Nekuvukisa.
No, good thing nothing. Now.
Basimumelele. Ngiyatsanza ukuvukisa embo wami mina mfethu. Asejolele lokho nyaka phela. As much as utobukisa ngapha sewujolela for a certain reason. In fact, I think to be clear, we are talking about dating in marriage.
Yes. How important it is to actually also date, not just now, I'm Mrs. So-and-so and...
I don't know if it makes sense, but anyways, we are hoping for our guests to enlighten us there. But Sinusunanja Kulma about making sure how do we keep the relationship alive towards marriage and within marriage and during the marriage or whatsoever.
Until, what does the forever mean? Ooh, what does the forever mean?
How long is forever?
What does it mean when you say I do? Oh, it's going to be hot.
It's going to be amazing, guys. There's another clip for today that we're going to watch together before we dive in. So Welcome back, guys, and shout out to WALE, the METRIMONY, that clip. I think it's a skit or something from a song, but yeah, it's something that we found online, and we thought of sharing it with you. So shout out to those guys that I'm not really sure. Do you know the clip? Have you seen it before?
I have seen it. Not seen it, but I've heard it from Wale's song, actually. From the song. He used the guy's voice over as a voice over, I guess, yeah.
Deep conversation they were having. Anyways, before we do that, guys, thank you so much to Nokwanda.
Hi.
I know. Hi. I know, right? Hi. I was like, oh, okay. Anyways, what's up, Nokwanda?
Hi, guys. My name is Nokwanda.
Yeah, please introduce yourself.
Most people call me Asha. But yeah, I'm here. I'm very happy to be here. And let us dive into it, I guess. Hey.
You can wait. And sorry, faces la bambuka ngalawo mehlo. She is taken. Oh, I mean, you see the bling bling, so she's taken. And of course, we'll be having the conversation about dating towards marriage and in just that context, building up from last week's conversation. And again, I still say, if you've missed last week's conversation about umjal, the dating, the pandemic, check it out, please check it out, and don't forget to subscribe. Otherwise, that clip, man, this guy is saying something about, he's saying marriage, it's like he's making an example of planets, and he's saying one is one maybe he can be a planet, and he takes girls as other planets moving around him. So I'm picturing the solar system where moons and stuff like that. So he's saying marriage, it's a point in time where you figure, or you get to a point where one planet moves close to you, and you jump. Yes. Or you can jump towards the next. So I'm kind of like, I want to pick your brain in what you think about that before I can ask my question.
Okay, cool. So what I think he meant with that is that as two people, we're individuals, right?
Yeah.
We go through different things. You're going through your own stuff. I'm going through my own stuff. Yeah. And I'm very interested in you. Like, I have feelings for you. I love you. But love isn't enough. Our lives have to align emotionally, mentally, spiritually, financially. Okay. We have to align. So what I think they meant was, in a sense, he would say, okay, I see there are so many people who I feel like, okay, I have interest in, maybe I see a relationship with this person, but maybe there's that one who encompasses all of these things that, because it's not just love, guys. It's not just attraction. It's not just beauty. There's so many things, especially when you're looking into taking that leap of faith as marriage. So there's so many aspects that you really, it's like ticking off on a list with, okay, this is okay, fine, this person has this person is this person is trying this, and then if we're close enough, our lives are aligning. So I feel like it's safe for me to jump over and see and explore your planet more as you explore my planet more, because I do believe there's so many versions to a person. You can't just discover a person and say, oh, okay, Nokwanda unje nanje. No, there's just so many things that make me. Yeah.
That's deep. But I want to know, did you have this during your dating time, or before marriage?
Excuse me. Yeah.
Did you have this mentality, or it's something that
you've grown to? I've always been a deep person. Like, I'm very introverted, so I think a lot and I like to analyze and observe things, but also it comes with maturity, because we all start from somewhere. I can't be naive, I can't be blind to other things, so it takes experiences, and it just takes growing up. And
because the reason I'm asking you that question, it's because I worry, looking at myself, I worry about the other people that we are in this thing with, or young people that we're in this thing. Is it something that we're always going to be confused about until we get to marriage, where then we'll have the enlightenment that you have now?
not per se. Sometimes you just have to take a risk because it's a mixture of a lot of things. In as much as I am ready to maybe kujola now, I might be scared of different things. Myself, I might be scared of you. How are we going to treat each other? How's the relationship going to grow? Because it's really not about just the good times and laughing and whatever it is, taking pictures and
stuff.
Can I say shit like that? Anyways, so yeah, it's like a whole lot of things that come into this thing. So you really need to be intentional with like who you date and proceeding to marriage. You really, really need to be sure. In as much as you won't be like 100% sure, at least be 70% sure it's okay. I actually see myself with this person for the rest of my life, and we're just going to figure it out. As time goes by.
Referring to the clip again, he said something about it's some type of growth, basically.
Yes.
It is he even says ideally if we were to live maybe up until 200 years, it is something that maybe you will consider to be ready for at maybe around 30 or something. So I guess what I'm getting from what you're saying is that with the leap of faith, it is just because you have to understand that it is just some type of growth that you will never be ready for.
It's like a switch, you just get into it. I think it's just a phase of life. I look at life as like phases, different phases. So you just get to a point where you're like, you know what? I actually would settle down. It's like, okay, we've moved from Umjolo, like we've dated for like 6 years. So it's been a long time.
You talk about you and
my husband and I. So we took our time to get to know each other, to be comfortable with each other, and break certain rules that people, stereotypes. We see, I don't know, we'll go into it, but like we just did our own thing, and didn't really listen to other people. And now we're married, and we're okay. People are just talking about children now. We're not ready for that. So like we've gotten married and we've gotten into that phase of life. So that's where we are right now.
How long have you been married, not dating?
It's been 6 months.
Oh, it's still
so new. It's like still fresh.
It's exciting.
It's very exciting.
Sorry.
Will
you consider a honeymoon stage in marriage to exist, or its honeymoon stage is during dating? And
okay. One thing my partner and I discussed is nothing really changed between us. In terms of, okay, we were boyfriend and girlfriend. Yes, we are husband and wife now, but I'm still your girlfriend, you're still my boyfriend. We're not really taking it so seriously. And because there's something that comes with taking something too serious. Like, marriage is hard, marriage is this, all these things that people always say. And they're true, but sometimes the more you think about it, the more it actually manifests into your life.
Exactly.
So
true.
we're just cruising. Like it does get hard, guys. It really gets hard, but 80% is really good.
We'll call you after 5 years from now. Not because we are wishing.
And I'm very open to that.
Yeah. But we'll love to hear, to be present to the journey.
Awesome.
Maybe we'll call you after some time again and have a conversation to say, how
how's
has been the experience?
you know.
But anyways, moving on, I would love for us to take this turn as we are talking about this. So you are saying you and your husband dated for 6 years.
7 in July.
Yeah, 6 years. So the question is, or the question that I want you to help us face with, is during the dating. I do understand as we are dating, and perhaps we have different motives, we have different. When was it that you realized that, okay, probably now we're dating towards marriage, or the purpose of this is
long term?
Yeah, now it's changed to long term. Yeah.
Okay.
And before, maybe going into it,
Yeah.
Magaksoma, in the first few weeks.
Yeah.
That is probably 6 years ago or 7
Yeah.
years ago. Ngasakhumbula yini.
Emaplazini, my
Yeah.
kids. He used to walk all the way.
Magaksoma, by then, were you bomgana with the long term, or it's something that you figured in during the dating?
From the get-go. I don't usually date to play. I think I had that phase in my life. I enjoyed friends with benefits, all of that, and just having fun as a young person. But 3 years of my university life, I stayed single. And I started dating him, I think, during third year. And like from the get-go, I was just like, okay, it's serious. In as much as I know we're still gonna play, we're still gonna kalisa each other with other people, because it's not just Guti, I'm looking at you now. It's not that easy, guys. Like there's so many other people that we know, people that like us, and vice versa. So yeah, there's that. But I would say from the get-go, I knew, okay, this is like legit long term. Okay. I don't know if maybe I didn't really think, I didn't allow myself to think that far, because you never know how life is going to go. But it's nice to actually know, okay, this person, I think, yes, I can see something like that with them. So I think I'd say from the get-go, yeah.
Will you say, I know Gutsi, he is not here to talk for it, but will you say that was the case for him?
It was, yeah.
What will make it, this is a perfect one, what will make you say it was for him? Or what were the signs that made you realize, probably we're on the same page?
Yeah. I think firstly, I could see that he genuinely loves me. Or at that point, like I can just see that this person is really interested. Okay. They're really making an effort to get a hold of me and to get to reach me. And his maturity, his level of thinking is, I'm very attracted to that. So yeah, I think that was what convinced me
to say
it's okay. No, I can see something here. We're going somewhere.
I can't wait for I can't wait for us to grow the studio faces so that we can also show, because they are bad and the faces she does.
Just like ooh,
but we're gonna get there anyways. Wow, that's a really amazing journey that you've been through, Nokwanda, and I'm inspired, I must say.
Thanks.
And yet I have even more questions, because I think Logunya that we talked about last week. We were talking about Ujolonje at after tertiary, or maybe during tertiary, and all those type of things. And one of the things that came out that Mpumelelo kept on emphasizing is the stages in dating.
Yeah.
He talked about, even though I think we still have to bring him back to dive in deep on the other stages, because I think because of time we were able to just address two, which is the honeymoon stage and then crisis stage.
Yeah.
So I want to know, are there any stages like that in marriage?
Yeah, it's a relationship, so definitely. It's still.
How will you classify the stages? I'm just like.
I think in marriage, I would say thus far, because we just have 6 months experience, guys. So I think it's just a mixture now. It's a much more concentrated mixture, if that makes sense. Because now there's no room to run away. Yeah. So you have to, everything is just running. Today is a bad day, tomorrow is a good day. And we figure it out now. Today can be a good day and a bad day. Yeah. In terms of maybe, but in time, we'll just talk about it. And we're all good, we're laughing again, and we move on with life. So there is definitely a honeymoon phase and a crisis phase. It's just like...
It's what I want, and you're figuring
you're just figuring it out as you go by, because it's still a relationship at the end of the day. So in as much as we're married, but we're still in a relationship, so we are going to go through these different phases. But because I feel like the stereotype now with marriage is maybe first 2 years is like honeymoon phase, and then the second, third and fourth year, it's like maybe crisis phase, something like that, Chabo. But I'm starting to look at it with, man, today can be crisis phase, tomorrow can be honeymoon phase. That's just how it is, Let's not give things a timeline because, as I was saying earlier, once you put something in your mind, you then manifest it, and then that's just how life is, and that becomes, very boring.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. I don't know, Linda, do you have anything that you wanna still enjoy? Okay. So there is this thing called I don't know if is it called like that, where maybe you're from or from your side of town, premarital counseling.
Yes.
You went through that?
Yes, we did.
How long was it?
Okay.
I'm building up.
No, the thing is,
up to somewhere.
Yeah,
so
no, you are. Okay,
yeah.
I'm gonna start from this. Like, my husband and I just do us, ne? In as much as we get outside, we have very supportive families, and they speak to us. Good to know, guys, you should go for marital counseling, but there should be a purpose. Like for me and him, it's like, okay, what is the purpose of us going to premarital counseling? We went definitely for like, I think 3-4 weeks or so. So every week we just attend and just go through. And I'm not trying to diminish the fact that we went there, but I think we had it on lockdown. We didn't really per se need premarital counseling to that extent, whatever the extent is, but we did need it just for that little guideline and just to put our
Wait. Are you saying you went to premarital counseling just for the experience of it?
Yes. No, to be honest with you, because I feel like me personally, I think I won't speak for him fully, but me personally, okay, I'm here. I kind of get what we're talking about already. I think we kind of practice these things in our relationship. So this is just to try and put a stamp on it. It's, okay, we are on the right path. This, and it's just more of, because sometimes as a person, you tend to lose this self-expression kind of thing.
Okay.
Go to hey, some things maybe I won't say, some things maybe I will say. So with premarital, sometimes it just reawakens that expression in you. It's, baby, I still love you. These are the things that I love about you, because we went through different exercises. So I would definitely say that it was necessary. We did learn some things, but I wouldn't say 100% really. I was just like, yeah.
So would you say is it something that
is necessary?
Yeah.
I would, because people's relationships are different. Okay. We all need premarital counseling, but at different degrees, I would say. It just depends on how your relationship is going, because no relationship is perfect. And I'm not saying mine is perfect, but at that time, I think we had already mentally, emotionally and spiritually prepared ourselves for what we are doing. So Are
you comfortable sharing some of the things that maybe you were made the syllabus? I don't know if it's a syllabus or whatsoever, during that course or during that period you were doing the counseling. I'm trying to get to a point where maybe as aspiring hobbies and and wifeys, we prepare ourselves mentally, because most of us at this point, we are kind of like in between saying marriage, is it something that we want to do, or
is it necessary?
So I'm trying to the reason I'm asking you about things that maybe they are being taught in premarital counseling is so that maybe one can be in a position to say, this is what we are talking about, because I think the things it is what gives you a picture of what are you really committing to when committing to marriage.
Okay, I'm going to kind of like divide the whole premarital counseling into two. The therapist that we saw, the counselor, who just basically taught us, as I was saying, more self-expression. Tell your partner how you feel. It's very important to communicate in a relationship. So I feel like premarital counseling is like putting a stamp on certain things that you guys have taught each other in the relationship. Would say this is our relationship. This is a very committed relationship. This is a very loyal relationship. This is a transparent relationship. Okay. So it's just to teach you guys these things. Would say keep on. If you are doing it, keep on doing it. And sometimes this is how you can go about a situation instead of going about it the way you have. Yeah. So I think premarital counseling is very important, especially if you guys are spiritual people. And you go to a premarital counselor who is aligned in that way. So for me, I feel like my parents contribute to that. I feel like I've been on premarital counseling, even if it's not with my partner all the time. But Ekaya, I know what's in my mom. This is how my mom taught me. If now you're going to marriage, this is some of the things that you do, and this is some of the things. And of course, I'm going to eliminate a few things in there, but obviously the core of what she's trying to tell me, the core of what my sister's trying to teach me, the core of what my brothers are trying to teach me, are going to definitely contribute into my marriage in whatever fundamental way. I don't know if I'm making sense, but
you are. Yeah. So
that's my version of premarital counseling. So for others, some people go to a therapist. We went to a psychologist therapist. So she was more not too on the spiritual side, but on the more logical and realistic side of marriage. So that we really appreciated, because you really need to come down to reality sometimes, most of the time.
Will you say it, with the rising divorce level and all that, are you scared, number one?
Not really.
Not really. Okay, that's
really.
good. Will you say the counseling, because most times then people will say counseling before marriage, when
at the end we end up divorced. You know what, I feel like at the end of the day, or in the beginning of it all and at the end of it all, it's about you two. Everything else can contribute, whether it's church, whether it's all the lessons, the premarital counseling we go through. At the end of the day, it's about me and you. How much are we willing to go for each other, or ride for each other, or die for each other? So sometimes it gets to that with, you know what, I guess people just get to somewhere where they're like, hey, I want to give up. It's not nice. Divorcing isn't easy. But I feel like sometimes some people then just decide to just focus on themselves, because it just becomes too much sometimes, and that's okay, I guess. Yeah.
Wow, this is a really nice conversation.
Yeah, I think those are the tough things that people then talk about. With it. Like, relationships get really tough, guys. That's why I'm saying, there's so many things that contribute to relationships or marriages. It's not just I love you. It's not just, oh, you're so pretty today, or laughing all the time. There's so many things. Like, I think my boyfriend at that time, he broke up with me. I think
your now husband.
Yes. Just for clarification, please.
Yeah.
He broke up with me, I think, at 2 years old, like a year and a half.
He called the relationship off.
Yes, he did, because I think he just felt like it was just too much. Sometimes when you are trying to really be there for the person, because as we are two different people who come from two different backgrounds. So I have my own shit going on. I have so many things going on, whether it's home, personally, everything. So sometimes it becomes too much for the other person, but it then comes down to, am I willing to go with this too much? Am I willing? I was actually listening to Sarah Jake, this lady, Sarah Jakes Roberts, I think, along the way. She really makes sense with the way she speaks. So she was just speaking about her husband, Gutsi. I was so surprised, Gutsi, he would actually go with how much I'm so a lot. I'm so complex. Like there's just so many. You understand, but then you just feel like, you know what? I actually love this person. Then you come back and you're like, no, I was just playing, man. I was just joking. Let's continue with this thing. So yeah, like it's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster. Yeah.
Wow, it's really. I think the most amazing part that I'm figuring or that I'm getting to understand.
Yeah.
As that actually, lokuba semshadweni, it doesn't take away the fact that.
Yeah, and it mustn't. Don't allow it to, because guys, I just feel like lokuthi sesemshadweni is like, really, I must be straight-minded now. I must just be, no, man, because it just dims your light down. Guys, we're here because I see your light, and now when you turn it off, what am I seeing? Like, there's nothing else. That's why then people are led astray, and people are led astray to do other filthy things.
Other stuff.
Exactly.
Wow, I think I'm ready to go back in relationships.
I
had lost hope.
No, man, there is hope.
Just kidding.
Yeah.
But anyways, moving forward, now let us get to the interesting part.
Okay.
And I hope you are ready for the interesting part.
Yes.
So, again, building up from last week, we talked about sex.
Okay.
And we talked about sex, and one of the things that we talked about in dating and sex is that we end up agreeing on so by three, was that the reason umjolo usinyisa kangaka of late, it's because we base it on sex.
Yes.
So I guess where I'm trying to go with this is the relationship in marriage and sex. Labanye bathi, I won't commit into you, I won't even get married to you before we have sex. Yet we are saying we shouldn't base it in sex. I hope you're getting where I'm going.
Yeah.
So yeah. But it's in my head, but
okay, I'm trying to understand what she's saying first so I know how to answer. So wait. Okay, no sex before marriage.
Yes,
but when you get into the marriage, the priority is sex.
I'm asking is it like that in Vale?
No, man, it's not. Like, sex is nice, guys, but it's not everything. I keep saying, like, there's so many things that contribute into a relationship or into a marriage. Sex is one of them, but it's not the only thing. So it's not like a priority or like, it is. Of course it is.
Yeah, but, like I'm saying, I think what I'm trying to ask is that how much of of a role or a fact does it contribute? Not to say it's a priority, but
it contributes a big one because it's important.
Okay. Yeah,
it contributes a big one. It's just that as human beings, we try to firstly respect that, category or criteria and respect ourselves. So it's not really something I'm going to be shouting out or I'm going to be sleeping with everyone or, no. But the truth is sex is very important. So yeah, man, you need to, once you are in it and really it's legalized, because basically it's like in marriage it's like legalized now, so you must explore and have fun, man.
2 questions. Question 1 is how is it to enjoy it legally? Because I believe in marriage it is now legal.
Yeah.
How there's
how
this crazy does it get?
It gets crazy. I think now, like, it also depends on how comfortable you are with each other. So in marriage it's like, now you are mine, fully. So, it's just like, let's explore, baby. Let's just do things, But also, it's not something really would say we are heavily invested in. No, when it happens, it happens. Yeah, yeah.
Did you wait for marriage?
No, I'm sorry. God, I'm sorry. But no, I didn't. I'm sorry. Like,
would you advise for what would you advise young people or people aspiring to be in a relate or to be married to wait for
okay. I think I always answer questions like this because I try to think for everyone, hey? Because we're different people, we are born. Mina ngakhuliswa in a house of the Lord. In a house of the Lord. Linde knows. Linde knows. But then I'm also myself. I'm also Nokwanda. I'm also my own individual. I do have a very good relationship with Christ. Yeah. But I'm also just myself, you know. So it'll what are your beliefs? What do you put first? You understand? But if I'm speaking like, I would say go for it. Like, so you know, would say, hey. Because like, guys, marriage is like permanent, guys. And I haven't gotten married to divorce or I haven't gotten married to separate. Even though in a relationship, you can always explore so many different dimensions of sexual enticement and all of that. But I need to be sure, you know, like I need to know.
Then
okay,
yeah,
exactly. And I think vice versa as well. Because our phone messages so send and then hey, chiki, no.
Then it really plays a huge role, guys.
It does. But as I was saying, we're being respectful here. This is especially
important part, that respect, not what Nuno's saying. Some of us, maybe both of us, we want to do it. But there's some girls who'll be like, no, I really want to wait. Or a guy who's like, no, I'm going to wait
for marriage, you know.
So
it's really
goes
about
back to the individual
and respecting their boundaries.
So if the individual says I'm waiting for marriage and the other individual says, oh, I just cancel,
then it's not going to work out, if I'm being honest with you, because that's another thing with dating. We date to find the right person, I quote, right? A person who matches my interests, a person who actually has similarities to you. I guess fine, my husband and I are total polar opposites, but there are certain things that I can say that connects us, you understand? So who is this person that you attract, and vice versa, and then you learn the person in terms of character and personality. So if those things match up to what you want to the T, then that's where you leap into more marriage and stuff. You're free to break up with someone in as much as it's going to hurt, but it's better than actually then marrying someone who's going to frustrate you in the institution of marriage or in the long run. That's very, like, you need to be intentional with the people that you date.
Wow.
The difference between sex and making love.
Oh, there is, yeah. There's a difference.
Yeah, help us with that.
I felt it more now that we're married than when we were in like a boyfriend and girlfriend relationship. There is because you have those days, man, when you're just passionate and you're just like, ooh, you know. And then there's just days where you're just like, just let's go crazy, you know. Yeah, like there is definitely a difference, but I think, I'd say there is a difference.
Okay, yes, there is a difference. I wanted to say, with that difference, how does it contribute in building up the relationship? Because somebody else might prefer the other over the other.
Because I'm not going to say, let's make love today. What if you're not in the mood to make love? You wanna fuck right now. You don't want to make love. You understand? So it's just it contributes a lot to the relationship, and it just so you can just know. So okay, today is this kind of mood in the house. So. And I think as you guys, like, whilst you're kissing or whatever, you feel where this thing is going, you understand. Yeah. So, it's not really a big deal, but it does contribute into good. So, okay, today it was just like, he was so... And especially with the guys, like, I think it comes from the men more. Like, us as women, like, I think we're very, very smart as we process things very quickly as women, but we go with the flow. But then it also depends with the guy. It's okay, what kind of mood is he in today? Like, both of us, yes, but yeah, that's how I see it.
Anyways, moving on. Unless there's something we're living on sex. But moving on, let us talk about money in marriage, or as towards marriage. Asiqale nje before sifike la emshadweni. Siqale ukuthi now we are in the mindset ukuthi me and whosoever, or me and Nokwanda are going towards marriage.
Yes.
Money, in as far as how then does it play a role, and how do they find
finances?
Do we open a joint account? What do we do? Do we send anjani? Yabona umshado badala bani ini yabona because the stereotype is that umshado ushiyane tikwelete one.
Exactly.
Two, it is that the guy, it
lies on him more.
Yeah, so because I'm thinking about my pocket and all that.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I'll start from like the relationship part, and firstly say that finances, I think, override most of the things in terms of importance in relationships, especially, let me just say, in relationships.
Yeah.
It's very important, guys. It can literally separate people. I think that also contributes like to the divorce rates, people breaking up and stuff like that, especially if you guys are jolaring with a purpose.
Okay.
Teenager, we had a very big problem because I was unemployed for quite a very long time. I did architecture here at LMGO, and then I went to Ethiopia, furthered my studies. But then I think the employment rate in J is just very bad, so it frustrated our relationship for quite some time, especially because I think I don't like depending on someone to that extent, and he doesn't like someone who depends on him to that extent.
That's so deep. Can you say that again? Because I mean, ladies, listen to this.
Yeah, because it's important. It's so important, guys. Okay, I hope I do it. Okay, it's guys.
Listen, faces, listen to this. As guys, it's not like we don't want to support you.
Yes,
but there are guys that don't like women who depends on them to a certain extent.
Yes.
We want you to depend on us, but I mean, and then we always look for women who are like Nokwanda, who they themselves, they don't like to depend on somebody to a certain extent.
Yes, it's just that circumstances, guys, will kind of make you seem like that person. Because as I was saying, I was unemployed. Yes, I fend for myself. I'm an artist. I started painting and selling my paintings. We're actually in business together actually now. So it took a lot of guys. And it's very important to you love this person, because love is also patience.
Okay.
So money is very important. Thank God that eventually I got a job and our business is doing very well. I'm also just trying to look at other ventures for myself, because he always says to me, baby, in as much as you know that I'll take care of you and everything, but I want you to also have your own thing, just so you are okay as a person. And I really admire that. And like it also then puts you in that mind state, because especially now we're still in our 20s, we still have that energy to be, to create these things for ourselves, especially if you want a good life for yourselves. So I think money is very important, and it needs to come from both. And the thing is with guys, or my husband, he just wants you, even if it's the smallest thing, guys, but that the fact that you are financially present in the relationship or in the household is very important. It doesn't have to be to his men are lucky to that extent, if I could say, they have the upper hand, they have easy access to money, they can think quickly. Men are just, even in the Bible, it says they are more favorable than us. So things come easy to them. So Mostly I'm speaking the truth, guys. So it's just that life, can slap us all, but in logic you can just see. So that's why they say ekhaya vele kuba ngulo babe who has the more responsibility. But so long as now as the wife, you try something, just try.
Be present.
It's very
I think
important.
The key word is be present.
Financially present. Yes, it's very important. Yeah.
So you were building up to what's marriage? You're saying during the dating?
Yes, during the dating,
towards
it was
marriage.
that. And the thing is, during dating, it's like vele guy also still wants to impress you, so he's just doing all these things, But then ungabe so yajwayela nawe kakhulu, because we make the mistake of getting too used to that, and then we just chill because you're so used to him taking care of you and doing all these things for you. And then in marriage, that's when you see, okay, there is a slight change now, okay. But it's not even like an intentional change, or anything. There are now more responsibilities.
Exactly.
Who are married now, even from before the marriage. Teenager last year, especially from the guys. This guy had to tell me. He had to propose to me. He had to lobola me. He had to marry me. So there is things that, and it's he needs to do these things. Like Magantela, yes, we have to prepare a kaya. So most money comes from me and my family and helping me and everything. Proposal, he has to plan it. This is a very expensive ring. So he has to plan for that. He has to save for those things, you understand? I also have, but like, you see what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
exactly. So like in marriage now, it's more stricter now. We need to divide our responsibilities. It's okay, baby. This is our rent. This is our groceries. This is our entertainment. We sit down, and my husband is a very smart man. So he's the man who likes to plan. So we plan for these things, and I like that because it teaches me because I'm very relaxed. Like in as much as I like to plan, but like.
You always find
flow,
yourself
so like that, those are the opposites that I was talking about, because we contribute to each other. So we sit down, planning actually what's okay, this is actually what we spend on a monthly, this is what we spend on. So baby, if you can take care of this, I'll take care of this. If you take care of this, I'll take it. And if you can't, let me know, we'll try and make a plan.
Okay.
We are looking to buy land, we want to, there's so many things, guys. So
that comes with the fact that now we're in
marriage, because like in a relationship you can just do anything with your money. All I just have to do is make sure you are taken care of, you understand?
Exactly.
But we're not thinking of we have to buy a home now and all. But now that we're married, you're just like, okay dude, like let's try and contribute more into the business. Let's get as much money as possible so we can live soft,
It's pretty amazing and pretty serious and intense, yet something that
exactly.
I want that.
Yeah.
It
is like work. Daily work, hourly work, everyday work. Yeah, but it's fun.
It is fun. I don't know your comments, Linde. Anything you want to?
Responsibilities now when it comes, maybe not financial, but to keep each other like in check, that okay, now you're straying, I can see, come back. So how do you guys make sure that okay,
okay, excuse me, we try to communicate these things. Like we try to have as much as like a transparent relationship as possible. So like I'm a very quiet person. This is one thing I've struggled with, I'm still struggling with, and it does frustrate him, but because he loves me, he's just like, okay, we'll keep trying. Exactly. Like, we'll keep trying. So it's just to say, it's okay, today, baby, like, I'm really sick. I'm not feeling well. I don't want to speak a lot. And it's okay. We'll just sit down and watch TV, and he'll make me tea or something. He'll cook, and that be that. Because sometimes you can easily kwata guys ukuthi hey wena zawuthulile nje sengibathe ngiyaku thulile nje uyabona. So that's some things that he had to go through with me sisajola, but you just get used to some things, and nami I try to change certain things uyabo. So responsibilities, we try to keep each other in check. And then your responsibilities, if maybe, let's say there's a responsibility schedule, so it oftentimes changes because of how our lives are structured. So I find myself doing more housework because he's more busy, and sometimes he was sweeping the other day in the morning, shame, and I was just sleeping. But you just tend to understand because he's out there grinding, so I have to make sure that there's food in the house is at least neat and stuff like that. And then he also cooks. My husband cooks, guys. He cooks great food. So if he has the time and if he's in the mood to do that, he will do everything, and I'll just sit. So I really we have such a healthy relationship. I don't wanna lie. I think we really got lucky with each other and our families and all these things. So yeah, responsibilities wise, it often changes, but I think everyone knows what to do. Everyone knows what I'm supposed to be doing. And if you're not doing it, I'll keep you in check.
Okay, so you're saying everybody knows what to do, as in, is it something that was discussed or it's something that is assumed?
It was discussed, but...
because you're saying the other day he was sweeping, and
yes, so that's
so
what
in my head I'm like, he was sweeping because
there was just dirt on the floor. Like I could easily do it and he could easily leave it because he'd know I'd do it, but he just did it. You understand? The truth is, he's more busier than I am. So I work from home a lot, so my job it's nice like that as well. So I find myself in the house, so I can't just sit also and just say no, just because it's Kulile's turn today, I'll wait for him and not do anything in the house. That's unfair, you understand? So that's what I'm talking about. Because if you can, just do it, and if you can't, no one's really going to scrutinize you and say, it's just that I'm a bit OCD, so I like things, clean and a bit structured.
Arranged.
So sometimes we just get to be untidy sometimes. So I'm like, baby, please. No, but then it's just those things that you just don't really take too seriously and just go with the flow, man. So long as the house is okay, our lives, so long as they are balancing, I'm okay.
I think what I'm taking away from what you've just said, when it comes to responsibility, it's the importance of communicating.
Yes,
because I think it is not fair, or unfortunately nowadays it is not like back in the day where it was just assumed or it was taught.
Yes.
A woman's place is in the kitchen.
Yes,
that's why I was asking you. He was sweeping because
no, he was just sweeping because he just wanted to, and I guess he just had to sweep that day.
Well, you say there are things that, I'm sorry to put your relationship in the spotlight, but as an example, well, you say there are things that there are things that say maybe in the house, like vele logo up.
I won't do it unless he's here.
Yeah. Or if I am doing it, I'm doing it because he asked me and said he won't be able to do it, and he knows it's something that has to be done by him.
I think the latter. Now, corner though, if we had agreed, would say, okay, babe, you have to fix that door. But I can fix the door as well. Yeah. Luckily, my mom is very DIY, so I that energy transcended into me. So I really don't have a problem with changing the globe or fixing the door, especially if he's not there. And especially if he's not that type of guy, Because sometimes, me and my husband, he's not like super macho man, would say, no, don't worry, I will carry the door for you. No, man, if I need help with something, he will help me, but he knows that I got it, So I think he was also raised by women a lot, so he's more, he doesn't mind cooking, he doesn't mind, cleaning and doing all those things, but if we also can avoid it, ask someone to have a helper or someone, if our lives allow us to have that, we can. But also, no, it's not something that you have to do,
Again, I will ask, are the emphasis on having a conversation about those things?
It is important. It is important just to try and make sense of it. Okay,
kungabi ma assumptions.
Because assuming Velinje is going to be killer, because some women also, like, I'm not a woman of the kitchen. I don't like cooking. There's some women like that. And the husband needs to understand that and step up. But also, I don't like those kind of things, because as a human being, you can always teach yourself how to cook. Even if you don't know how to cook, you can ask him, actually, good to know, babe, you know what, teach me. There's YouTube. Guys, there's just a lot, So I think there's a difference between making an excuse and being really unable to do something. So I think in as much as the plans are going to change along the way, but in essence, I clean the house mostly because I know we once talked with, baby, I'm about to get busy here now. The work is crazy, business is crazy, so very enjoyable. So it's very important.
Okay, so a lot of people say nowadays, or a lot of us young adults nowadays are saying we prefer to be alone than to commit into marriage. And our ladies, most of them, they even say, I'll rather be a single parent, or I'll rather, especially because most of the girls nowadays, they are independent, and they they kind of like, they are independent, just as a son. So now the question is, would you say that's something worth doing, to say I'll rather, or what are your comments? I don't want to chat good channel it to whatsoever.
I think I'm a very open person, so I understand that as people are different, people have different preferences, people want different things. But there was this video I was watching yesterday of this lady speaking to her daughter. The daughter's like 7 or something. And the daughter's like, yeah, I want to be a single mom. Like, I really don't have a problem with that. I don't really need a man. But I think that also roots from so many different things. Like, men have providers as women, guys. And, I think we've just had it. So now women are stepping up for themselves, and there's really no problem with that. So if you want to be a single mom, that's okay. But you really need to also find someone who wouldn't mind you being a single mom, so you don't have a problem with it. Because there's one thing being a single mom, but you are here by default, not because you want to be here. And usually it roots from vele bayashiya uyabona, and we just get used to that. But now we live in a world where it's just a choice. Yeah, understand. Sometimes it's just a choice. You can just donate your sperm, and that's about it. And that's okay. But for me and my house,
I'll serve the Lord.
I'll serve the Lord, honey. I need my man. Besides me, I need my daughter, and he needs me.
Last week, and sorry if maybe we are sounding like a scratchy desk on Gumkota.
Exactly.
It was just an amazing conversation. Mbumelelo last week, Umjolo is a need. It's a need,
guys. It's a basic need.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, let us hear your perspective.
No, it is, guys. Like, we need each other. Like, we need it just bases off. You need your friends. You need to have friends. But it's like you just need a companion. Guys, let's go to the root of things. Like, you need a companion, because like being alone, guys, you just go, you're fucking crazy. Like, this is, as a human being, you just overthink so many things. In as much as, yes, you can do so many things alone, and that's very nice. It brings a sense of pride. But the figure lapho uvangazi, hey. I just need someone, man. I just need someone. So, like, I'm with Mpumelelo. Mjolo is the need, guys. It's a need that you need to be able to.
Singavuma faces. Mangabe uyatibambela. Ngiva uyatibambelela mangabe so. I mean, but yeah, it's really amazing to look at, or to be given a chance to look at marriage, like, as something that lelapha. I don't know what you guys have in mind, or what are the kind of questions that you have, or kind of inputs that you have, but I will just quickly advise you to drop your comments and to drop your thoughts or whatsoever. And remember, you guys, it's okay, you can do it 30-second clip or a 1-minute clip or whatsoever, and drop it below or drop it on our social media handlers. We're always happy to, even on a different episode, to say, hey, there was this that was interesting as a build up from a conversation we had with Gwanda or whosoever, and blah 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 blah, before we move on whatsoever topic that we'll be having on that particular episode. Otherwise, Gwanda, maybe as we are getting close to wrapping up, I just want to ask you, what would you say to two people? One, to the younger you that was dating, not even him, your now husband, but that was dating him, your high school sweetheart, maybe, if I can say. What could you say to them in a sense, or in a point of advice? And two, what would you say to maybe somebody that is at a point where they feel like now they are considering marriage in that relationship? Yeah.
Okay, let me start with the first one before I forget the question. Okay, so with the first one, Jay, it gets better.
I knew
to younger me, hey? Not even, because like I dated like, the very hot guys, the very structured, but then like it really doesn't matter at the end of the day, or even if it does matter, but like there's so many other things that overtake that priority. So you really need to, I'm repeating it, be intentional with the people, especially now if you're looking into long term. Good job and everything has been fun, but it gets better and you need to do better. So yeah, that's what I would say to younger me.
What is it that gets better?
It gets no, not even like, because people kind of judged me. Like, my husband's a short guy, he's a chubby guy, he's not your typical tall, dark, and handsome. He's very handsome, but like people were just questioning, would say, like, of all guys, why would you date him? Or why would you you're still with him? Are you dating him for money? Or are you married are you married to him for his money or whatever?
Was it for money?
No, man, it wasn't. Because, we dated each other, both of us, Mali, and we both... Money just makes things better. Money just makes life better. It's not Gucci, I'm married to him for money. He's such an exceptional person. He's so amazing. So that really overrides money and its availability. It's just nice that it's there. It's now there. Exactly. So, yeah, I think for me, it's just...
It gets better.
Know what you want, and it just gets better in terms of the relationship, in terms of actually finding the one in that terms, because you can date people, man, but you just feel like, and you might just stay there. Because I'm a long-term relationship kind of girly, so like I'm not just gonna stick around because you're handsome and you drive a nice car or something. No, like I don't give a shit about that.
Please don't forget about the second question, Siabuya. But speaking of cars,
okay.
But speaking of cars, inani imoto enine, like girls help us. Is it petrol?
It's like, no, it's like money. It just makes life easier. Like me and my husband, I think. He got a car, I think, at our 4th year of dating. Yeah. So this is a new accomplishment for you, baby. I'm so happy for you. At least now, in 5 minutes at town instead of me walking all the way. I don't mind walking, guys. I really don't mind, because but today he's like, no, baby, please take my car and go.
Okay. When you were in the relationship, But when you're not the right person, man, I know what you're going to say.
Okay.
We're looking for some faces. I can't wait for that person.
Yeah, I think because
going to tell us anymore.
Exactly. I think because really nowadays, like, it's just like he has to have a car, you know? And I get it as a girl, Jay, thinking of it in the world that we live in now.
Yeah.
Like, we live in a very materialized world now. So most people, I'm not judging, but most people now put material things in the forefront. Ukuthi vele mina nje mase ngamfakeli pressure ukuthi hawu sola ukangithengela imoto. Yeah, that kind of thing, nje how girl, you know. And I think la ubuya khona also matters a lot. Ukuthi I was raised in a family that my dad spoiled me rotten. My family was just okay. So I don't, you understand? Yeah. That's why I'm saying it just makes life better. Having a car will make life better, but it's not really very money. Hi, nani.
Stampola. Let's not put I'm telling you, because we really want to understand. We were asking ourselves this question, Snampumelelo, and Linda Dentle failed to answer like your phone.
Yeah.
We were like, I'm dating you. I'm trying to be there for you. I'm trying to be the perfect boyfriend.
Exactly. Like, you're really trying to fend, and then you just shut me down.
And then you choose to go for the polo guy because uhamba Blu-ray wakhe, he's driving a smaller car, but you choose to go for the GD6 guy.
Yeah.
Why
I think it just boils down to we live in a materialistic world now. It's just it's the Gucci era, it's the Louis Vuitton era, it's the I just gotta get my nails done era. Exactly. I mean, guys, like I could easily become that girl. Yeah. If I chose to be that girl, I could easily, and like I think I would have people lining up, guys. Yeah, but then I just
all comes down to saying what is it that you want.
Exactly.
Awesome. Anyways, the second question, basically, what would you say to
a couple who would like to? I would say, firstly, do you guys. There's so many people contributing factors that will come out from everywhere. Just do you and stick to the plan. If you guys have a certain plan, like Tinenje, it would have been like that white wedding that people always talk about. I never had those thoughts because, really, this is the kind of dress I want. You know how how we think as girls. So I think that also made my husband very happy as well. It's okay, you're actually a very calm person, so we can actually have we just had a small wedding. We went to Goga's Nest in Matapa, had our families, paid for lunch, and we had a pastor. Then we had lobola, and we tried to keep it as very low key and as low financial as possible. So it's just up to you. Stick to the plan. Don't listen too much to outside factors, and keep loving each other, guys. Like, it's very important. In as much as it's not love alone that will keep your relationship together, but you really need to be into each other. You really need to want the best for each other. You need to be best friends more than anything. But now, as time goes by, you don't just, we're friends.
Yeah,
you build that friendship. So just stick to the plan and stick to who you guys are as a couple. That's what I would say.
Anyways, thank you so much, Nokwanda.
You're welcome,
I think it was a lovely conversation.
Hey, I want to come back.
You should. We should.
Yeah.
You said something about your business and all that. Hey, listen, Faces, one of the things that this platform is for is to support each other. You know that. So,
okay, so me and my husband we co-own a agricultural company called Fresh Leaf. We supply Pick and Pay, Spa, ShopRite with herbs and vegetables, and restaurants, and you as an individual, if you'd like to order anything. We are on social media at freshleaf.sz. We are a lot. We are everywhere. We are photographers. I am an artist. I paint. My husband is an actuary, so he owns an actuary company on the side if you want any consultations. So yeah, guys, just hit us up. We're very connected people, and we take pride pride in the quality that we deliver. Yeah,
that's awesome, man. That's awesome. Otherwise, thank you so much for coming through. We had a really awesome conversation. Yay. And thank you for being honest, man.
Thank you. Yeah. Honesty is the best policy, guys. Like, we really need to. That's why I think I was telling you guys, I'm happy to do this because I think being quiet sometimes doesn't really help you. You really need to exercise speaking to people, exercise speaking your truth. So you don't know who you can connect with. You understand? Yeah.
So it was really a great conversation. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. We love you so much. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to follow. Check her Instagram pages, her Facebook, social media platforms for the businesses. We'll drop them. Yeah. Just somewhere here. Is it here? Is it here? Somewhere. We'll drop them. Yeah. So check them out. And we love you so much. Ngidamvalisela this time lindelenhle. Umngani wami. Wanjoya. Otherwise, my name is Maibongo M Speaker, your host on Let's Face It, and we love you so much. Until next time, goodbye.